And I'm Lark Dinkle-Winkle. Welcome to Micro News First, the area's only 8 a.m. broadcast bringing you the latest in viral and microorganism news. First.
Special report. Join us with the scientific community to explore the human immunodeficiency virus. Now, HIV has plagued populations since the 1970s, and the shocking unawareness of most people about the virus is of great concern.
What you are about to see will be truly eye-opening. So join us, won't you, as we journey into the heart of the birthplace of HIV, the Democratic Republic of Congo. On site now is our special correspondent, DDSTD. That's you.
Hi, I'm DDSTD, and welcome to the Democratic Republic of Congo. It was here where the first initial case of HIV was detected. Smart scientists actually collected a blood sample from a hunter, and what they found was that the HIV-1 strain actually stemmed from a virus late in the 1940s and 50s. Now, scientists actually wanted to find the main source of this virus. And what they did was they started looking into primates. And finally, in 1999, guys, we got a lead that the source of the virus came from chimpanzees, in West Africa specifically. Now, today, we are actually really trying to find a cure and treatment for this virus. So guys, finally, I am DDSTD, checking out from the Democratic Republic of Congo. See y'all later. Are we done? Are we done? Why did not... You guys never told me there were so many damn leaves in here! And where's my makeup? Where is my makeup?
Thank you, Dee. Your lack of investigatory talent is even more apparent on screen than it is in person. In other real news, the Center for Disease Control, or CDC, estimates that up to 1 million people in the U.S. have HIV. More shockingly, they also estimate that up to 20% of them don't even know about it. You're looking better than ever, I see.
Seriously, Tinkle Winkle? Not now, okay?
It's Dinkle Winkle.
Whatever, beer belly. Despite increases in the number of HIV infections in the U.S., the yearly number of new HIV infections has remained relatively stable.
To elaborate on these statistics, we now take you to our in-house correspondent, Know Nothing. Know Nothing.
Good morning, America. How are you guys on this fine Tuesday morning? For today's forecast, over here in California, for every 100,000 people, 10.2 of them have been diagnosed with AIDS. That's translating to a total of 67,708 people diagnosed with AIDS in California. Moving on over to Texas, 10.7 out of every 100,000 have been diagnosed. And right next to the little boot in Louisiana, 19.4 of every 100,000 people have been diagnosed with AIDS. Moving over to New Jersey, moving over to New Jersey, 16.9 out of every 100,000 people have been diagnosed with AIDS. And down here in Florida, 23.7 out of every 100,000 have been diagnosed. Right back up to New York, 24.6 out of 100,000 people have been diagnosed with AIDS, which is translating to a total of 82,703 people diagnosed with AIDS. Thank you for today's forecast, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, Nona. I'm glad to see I'm not the only one that is great at his job here.
Nice fall, Twinkle Winkle. Let us now speak to an expert on the issue of HIV. He has performed years of research live in our special report lab with I'm Aboard and Dr. William Nye.
Hello, America, and thank you for tuning in to Micro News First. My name is I'm Aboard, and I am here with Dr. Bill Nye.
It's William.
I'm sorry, William Nye.
William.
William Nye. And we are here to talk about HIV and AIDS. So, how are you today, Dr. William?
Oh, good morning, Ima. My serotonin and dopamine levels are quite high. Thanks for asking.
So, let's get to business, doctor. What exactly is HIV, and how does a person get it?
Well, HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. This particular virus weakens the immune system by progressively destroying white blood cells called CD4 positive lymphocytes that help defend the body against foreign cells, infectious organisms, and cancer. Thus, when HIV destroys CD4 positive lymphocytes, people become susceptible to attack by many other infectious organisms. Many complications of HIV, including death, usually result from these other infections and not from HIV directly. You can read about it in far greater detail in the new version of my BioTimes best-selling book on the human immunodeficiency virus dynamics as they pertain to the development of acquired immunodeficiency syndrome in populations with perceived insusceptibility derived from their stations within advanced civilizations and industrialized societies at the turn of the millennium, 2nd edition.
Does the scientific community understand the actual mechanism of infection?
For the most part, yes. Generally, once in the body, HIV attaches to several types of white blood cells. The most important of these are certain T helper lymphocytes. Helper T lymphocytes activate and coordinate other cells of the immune system. On their surface, these lymphocytes have a receptor called CD4, which enables HIV to attach to them. Thus, these helper lymphocytes are designated as CD4 positive. The viral DNA is incorporated into the DNA of the infected lymphocyte. The lymphocyte's own genetic machinery then reproduces the virus. Eventually, the lymphocyte is destroyed, and the thousands of new viruses produced by each infected cell infect other lymphocytes. It's a nearly endless cycle. Within a few days or weeks, blood and genital fluids contain many viruses, and the number of CD4 positive lymphocytes may be reduced substantially. These infections do not usually appear in people with a healthy immune system. Such infections are called opportunistic infections because they take advantage of a weakened immune system. Be sure to read about such mechanisms in the book that T-Cell magazine calls a real page-turner, an illumination for a generation.
So this virus is not what is actually killing people,
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
weakens the immune system
yeah.
so that the body can no longer
Yeah.
take care of itself?
Yep. Precisely.
This is I'm Aboard, here with Dr. Bill Nye.
Still William.
And thank you for today, and back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Dr. Nye, and thank you, Ima. That was very informative.
Yes, thank you indeed. And now for all of you sports fans out there, we present to you a very special highlight reel from last week's Friday night fight between Hope I Lift the Immune and Will Not Loose the Destroyer. Take it away.
Welcome to the ground level of the Coliseum of the Body as we take a look at last week's championship fight between Hope I Lift the Immune and her stalwart and currently reigning champion opponent, Will Not Loose the Destroyer. Round 1 saw the Destroyer hustling the Immune, not surprising given that he's known as a trickster when it comes to defeating his opponents. Nevertheless, the Immune began to hold her ground. Shaken up by her beating from the Destroyer, the Immunity downed an entire bottle of Immune Response Array during the break, and boy did it show during the next round. Fancy footwork and well-timed defenses. nothing gold can stay, though, and it wasn't long until the infection of the destroyer was ready to claim victory.
Oh, what a fight!
What I wouldn't do to knock you out sometimes.
In all seriousness, both HIV and AIDS are tremendously devastating conditions, but both may be avoided. Speaking unrealistically, abstinence is the way to go. But for all you love monkeys out there that can't keep the snake in the cage, condom use is of the most paramount importance. However, should the condom fail, or should your brain fail and you forgetting to even use one, there are medications available called post-exposure prophylactics that may reduce the chance of transmission. In addition, for all you drug addicts out there, if you have to use a needle, don't share it.
In addition to all those mothers-to-be, if you do know you have HIV, make sure you tell your doctor immediately. There are drugs and medications that will help prevent the transmission of the virus to your unborn children. Also, safe work environments can be achieved by the use of gloves, using needles very carefully, and also treating all fluids as if they are infectious. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
And tune in tomorrow for our groundbreaking expose on stupidity, genetic, or something just in the water. Until then, I'm Lark Dinklewinkle.
And I'm DDSTD. See you soon.
Stay classy, Laverne.